Christian Arnold here with a soccer legend, Shep. And Shep, a historic day in soccer history, especially here in New York with the Cosmos return. What are you feeling as an original member of this team?
Well, I'm feeling a lot of pride, a lot of anticipation, and a lot of optimism for the future. I mean, the pride is obviously because I and many other players wore the Cosmo jersey that became famous in New York and all over the world. And I speak for all of those guys, the great players, to say we're proud of what we did. The anticipation is it's opening day. You have a team back that's going to be where they belong, which is on the field. And the optimism is really because I've gotten to know the ownership group. Giovanni Savarese I've known for a long time. I like the owners, I like their plan, I like the coach, and I like some of the players that they're signing and how they're going about it. So pride, anticipation, and optimism.
3 decades later, did you think this day would ever come where this team would be back and in this much attention and garnering this much support? It seems like even before they've stepped on the field.
Yeah, it's funny because a lot of us have stayed friendly in the soccer world and soccer business. Franz Beckenbauer is in New York often, and I'm in Europe as a broadcaster. Pele I see all the time, and we go fishing together. And every time any of us were together, Franz or Pele or Carlos, myself, Werner Roth, Bobby Smith, we would all say, hey, why isn't the team coming back? And this is over a 30-year period. Pele always would say, what's up with the Cosmos? So for us, it was almost a mystical thing that it hadn't happened before. And maybe that it took so long is a good thing, because you look around the room tonight and the publicity the team is getting, I think people have waited for it, and we're all smiling.
It's kind of full circle when you think about it. Your team, they started Hofstra. This team will start at Hofstra. You were talking a little bit before about the differences. Obviously, soccer is much more prevalent in the United States and among sports fans here, especially with the U.S. winning yesterday. Just talk about the different atmosphere that you faced when you guys started and this team will face.
Yeah, for us, the challenges were great because we were talking to an audience that 90% of them didn't know soccer. The American audience at that time, obviously the ethnic diversity of New York knew soccer, but we were preaching to a new audience to try and tell them about the sport we love. Totally different today. This is, especially in the New York area, this is a mature, sophisticated audience. They follow Red Bulls, they follow the national team, they follow Serie A, La Liga, Premier League. The competition for us was with the New York Jets and Giants and Rangers. Competition today for the New York Cosmos is with international soccer and television. So I think that's a good thing. I think you've got a 8, 10, 12 million person audience in the tri-state area waiting to embrace the team.
There's still a bit of competition with every other sport. This is obviously a very oversaturated sports market. If I'm a casual fan, and everyone recognizes the Cosmos name and the Cosmos brand, if I'm a casual fan, what do I look for when these guys step on the field?
Well, I think, look, sports, soccer really, it's got to be a visceral connection. I just want the fans to say, this is my team. If they stink the first night or they're lousy the second week, the New York Cosmos stands for something. And I think their challenge is just to connect with the fans. And those fans will live and die with them if they go out and they play hard and they don't let it go to their head and they connect to the fans. And that's what I'm hoping this team does. I don't think they have to come out and win, but I think they have to be real for the fans. And as long as they're committed to the community and making appearances and they mean it, then the fans will support them. And then, like any fans of any team, any place in the world, you'll be in agony when the team is terrible, and it'll be that much better when the team wins. So that's what I would hope for these Cosmos.
Season opens on Saturday. Can I get a prediction?
I can predict this, that 30, 35 years later, when I see the Fort Lauderdale uniform, it makes me a combination of throw up and I want to wring them by the neck. So that's a real rivalry. We loved the city of Fort Lauderdale. We hated the Strikers. And we played the Strikers, it seemed, every year in the playoffs, in crunch time. And I think that's the right opponent for the New York Cosmos. When I see those Striker jerseys, and Pele will be there, I'll be there, Carlos will be there, we'll be wanting to get on the field and kick some butt.
Shep Messing, thanks so much for your time.
My pleasure.